everybody? This is Jose Trujillo, the world's greatest living artist. I'm coming here from my car. I call it the car studio just to be funny. Hope everyone's doing great. Let me see if my nose is clean. I think my nose is clean. I am very grateful. I'm happy. I'm excited to be in the studio and to be working and doing my thing. I hope that everybody's doing their thing, whatever that is, as well. Every day I show up here and I talk to you guys about being an artist, the importance of showing up, the importance of giving more than what you're asking for, and all of that good stuff. Now, a lot of the stuff that I share is definitely for artists. Most of the stuff that I share is definitely for artists, but not everyone needs to be an artist in order to get my mojo here. I talk a lot about the process of being an artist, and to a certain degree I ponder and philosophize about the whole situation, trying to make sense of it, trying to explain away much of the things that I go through as an artist. But I want to be very clear in this video. I want to be very clear with everyone who follows me, or everyone who's interested in what I got to say about this stuff. What's up, Paninkorbelik? I want to be extremely clear with you guys. This is not a thinking game. If you hear me talk a lot about showing up and how to find inspiration and how to be your best self as an artist and on and on and on, I don't want people to get confused out there and think that you have to figure something out. You really don't. This is not a thinking game. This is a doing game. It's just that I try to explain away the ups and downs of it. That's really all. This game, you will always win it if you just do. If you do, you're always going to win this game, or any game for that matter. I would hate for people to have this misunderstanding about the game of being an artist, thinking that, oh, if I just figure this out, if I just figure that out, if I just learn how to think positive and all of this stuff. Guys, I mean, everything is important. You want to be positive, yes, and on and on and on. You want to be grateful, yes, and all those things. But on top of it all, you want to stay in motion. Motion, guys. Motion is what creates the whole damn thing. It's the motion of it. And it's not just about hard work, although you need to work hard. It's about doing as much as you need to do in a single day. It's about many actions. I've talked about this before. I myself forget about it from time to time, and I have to remind myself. Right? I have to remind myself. I am human. This shit goes through one ear and then out the other one from time to time. It does happen to me. And so I'm guessing if it happens to me, it might happen to you. I don't know if it does, but it might. When people don't have inspiration, it's really a consequence of cherry picking their way through things. When people feel like they are in a block, it might not be an artistic block, it might be an action block. And the action block fucks up the artistic block. That's why Picasso said, inspiration does exist, but it has to find you working. He didn't specify, though, because most people think that if I just go paint, inspiration's gonna come. And if you're a full-time artist, chances are, if you're just painting, you might be blunting your sword. You might be making your sword blunt. You're not coming up with new stuff. I think Picasso didn't specify, and I want to specify with people here what I think Picasso, in my experience, what Picasso meant by inspiration does exist, but it has to find you working. Working in general, not necessarily just working in your painting. If you start working in general, whether you're working in your art and you're working on your marketing, your social media, you do your exercise, you go out for a walk, whatever it is. Wash your car, wash the dishes, do some laundry, all that stuff, because what it does is that it keeps you in motion. And when you're in motion, when you're in a state of motion, your credibility, your self-belief goes up higher. The state of motion is what creates, in my experience, all of inspirations, and what doesn't even let you have an artist block. When people are experiencing blocks, it's because they have stopped all motion and probably are doing one or two things only. And so they even if you put all day into painting, let's say that you go to your studio and you're like, I'm painting all day. You don't understand, Jose. I am there. I paint every day, and I paint for many hours a day. I'm telling you, you may be experiencing a block and you don't even know it. If you are, either your career block, you can't go higher, you can't seem to earn more income, you can't seem to be more creative in the way that you market and sell your work, you can't seem to be more creative in the way that you deliver your product, or in the way that you paint. It expresses in many different ways. You're restless at night. All those things, in my opinion, are an experience, the end of that happens because you are not working on all aspects of your life. You're only working on one. And that's very challenging. It's very challenging. When Picasso was asked by a friend of his, are you inspired every day? He said, not even a witch doctor can be a witch doctor every day. Like, it's impossible. Of course not. Of course not. You can't have the same level of inspiration every single day, but you can have the same level of motion. The same level of motion. Picasso was restless, and I believe that he was restless because he was restless in his life. His life was, he sucked the marrow out of life, literally. You know? And I think that is a differentiator. I think that you as an artist, if you spend all your day looking for reference images, trying to become creative, or you spend all your day thinking about how could you possibly sell your work, or where could you show it, you're not doing it right. Sorry, I'm here to help. Sometimes help comes out in very awkward ways. The way I believe this game works is that you basically become a fucking bull in a china shop. Making anything work, I believe, especially this type of stuff, entrepreneur type of deals like this, being an artist, it really requires you to do many things in a single day. It requires you to take many actions. And that's the fear. But when you are taking more actions, your self-esteem starts going up. And then you start showing up to those things where you need to be creative with a lot more creativity, with a lot more enthusiasm, and with a lot more courage. You start showing up with a lot more courage. Because you're building a what do we call this? A track record for yourself. You're telling yourself, I show up. I show up. No one has to tell you that. Sometimes I talk to artists. I was talking to a friend not long ago, and I can see it in their eyes that they don't show up. You can tell that they don't show up. They're down. They're like they even come up with like little lies, little stuff, right? That it's not quite right. It's not quite right because they're trying to make sense of not showing up. Exaggerations, talking about huge art exhibits and this and that, little exaggerations here and there. I talk to about 2 or 3 different artists any given time a month, and I can tell, I mean, face to face, right? I can tell the ones that are showing up and the ones that are not. I can always tell. When I do face to face, like I'm meeting a friend or whatever, I talk with them. I can tell because their eyes are almost, their eyes give them away. Their tone, their shoulders are shrugged. It gives them away. Even though they don't want to feel that way and they want to talk about positivity. And they look, no amount of I think I can positivity is going to get you out of this one. No amount of little lies and exaggerations are going to get you out of this one either. No amount of you can paint like Da Vinci and it's still not going to get you out of this one. Or whoever, pick your best artist, pick your favorite artist, Caravaggio or whatever, whoever. No amount of bullshit, in other words, is going to get you out of it. What's going to get you out of it, and it's going to start helping you and propelling you, is when you start understanding that you have to get busy. And you have to get what I call stupid busy. Stupid busy is the type of busy that most people don't want to do. Most people don't want to get stupid busy. I don't blame anyone. I don't blame anyone for not trying to get stupid busy. It's scary. I'm going to tell you why it's scary. Because most people run in their minds scenarios of what things are going to look like if you go and you talk to a gallery, if you go and you try to exhibit your work, if you go and you try to go and sell your work on Etsy or eBay or any shop, any online e-commerce, or open your own website. Most of us have run hundreds, maybe even thousands of times in our head, thousands of scenarios of what that's going to look like. And so when you get excited, you talk yourself into it, but if you don't go and put motion, you talk yourself out of it. And so that's why I said no amount of I think I can, I will, positive thinking, positive affirmations, which are extremely important, but no amount of that is going to get you out of it. No amount of yoga or transcendental meditation is going to get you out of that one either, guys. No amount of any of that. It might bring you peace to your life. It might make you feel happy and excited and whatnot, but no amount of that is going to get you out of it. It might bring clarity to your life, and then you start taking the right actions or whatever, but no amount of it is going to propel you. Motion propels, guys. And this is why when I talk about this is the same reason why most people don't like the shit I have to say. Most people that I talk to kind of they cringe a little bit when I talk about this, because everybody wants to believe that it's some sort of it just has to click. I just have to get it. No, you don't. It's not a click. It's not something that you get. It's not. No. It's courage, guys. Over and over, I've come to understand this in my career. It's courage. Why is it courage? Because you have to go do some very silly shit that you don't know if it's going to have ROI or not, return on your investment, right? You don't know if putting new works on a new platform is going to mean anything. You don't know that. You don't know if going and putting work on running ads or making YouTube videos or doing this shit that I'm doing here is gonna make any impact. Nobody does. Nobody knows that. We imagine, we hope, people get excited about it. Yeah, you know, if I make some videos, people are gonna start hearing about me and whatnot. But nobody really knows what's gonna happen, what the return is. Even the biggest, baddest companies that do this type of shit, media, marketing, content creation, and all of that, they don't know what the return is. Nobody knows. I ran a $200 Facebook ad on one of my paintings on eBay the other day, on one of my auctions. It was the funniest thing. It was the funniest thing. I do little tests like that, right? I run little tests on Facebook ads and whatnot, and I threw $200 on this auction, on this 99-cent auction. I wanted to verify something, right, for myself. I wanted to verify this group of people. Are they buyers? Are they not? And this and that, and you know, that kind of stuff. A/B split testing. And it was the funniest thing. I always get the funniest returns. Anyone running an ad would probably say this shit doesn't work, and then like call it a day. But that's not how ads work. Ads don't necessarily sell the shit you're trying to sell. Ads are very interesting. Traffic itself is very interesting. Traffic for e-commerce is extremely interesting. It doesn't really show up in the way that you might think. I run a $200 ad on a 99-cent auction, and I end up selling 2 of my $300 pieces. I knew it was the ad. I know, you gauge what you do, right? So I know it was the ad. I know it wasn't something else. But excuse me. But I couldn't measure it, because if I try to do it again, it would show up in a different way. It would show up in someone liking something that I did and not buying something until, I don't know, 2 months from now or whatever. It never shows up the way that you want it to. It just shows up. And that's why I'm talking about stupid action. Stupid action is the highest level of action in my humble opinion. Stupid action is the action that you do when you believe in something and you're not stuck to it. It's the type of action that it's propelling action. It's rocket fuel. Ads are a gamble. They're not a gamble. They're not a gamble. They look like a gamble, but they're not a gamble. You always win with ads. You never lose with them. You always win. But they look like a gamble. If you're not for the long run, you're gonna hate ads. Because with ads, it almost always looks like you're losing money. Almost, like probably like 80% of the time, it looks like you're losing it and you're just throwing it away. But they're not a gamble. You're always winning with them. As a matter of fact, they are extremely cheap in comparison to what ads used to cost a long time ago. Not that long ago, but about 15, 20 years ago, ads were very expensive. Especially about 20 years ago, they were extremely expensive. If you were running I remember I used to run quarter pages, half pages, because I used to do portraits. I used to paint portraits. So I used to run this quarter, half pages in local magazines, wine magazines, that type of deal. I used to do that. That's what I did. That's how I would try to get my prospects, my leads, right? And it always looked like I was throwing money away. Always. They look that way. And this is why so many artists get sad about those types of things. You throw an ad and then you're like, nothing happened. And you're like, man. And the reality is that nothing happened because you sat there and you look at it and you waited for that ad to work and do something. And that's not how this works. This is why I talk about being an artist as operating a farm. My parents used to be ranchers, and they talk. My mom's dad had a ranch/farm type of deal. They used to farm lots of vegetables and sell to the local grocery stores, I guess, in the 1950s. So, and my grandfather was very, very, very wise guy. Very wise guy. He used to say when you're planting tomato, right? Don't stare at it. Run and start planting a corn. And do the same thing when you're planting corn. Never stare at it. When you stare at it, you start going into trouble. One of my favorite mentors is Grant Cardone. And the dude said something very interesting. I painted a portrait for him, and he sent me a note. And he said something very interesting to me. Something that he always talks about it with many other people. He talks about it with many other people. Thank you. Appreciate that. But this time he said it to me, and I took it personal, right? I took it as he was telling it to me. He wrote it on a note for me. And the dude said, white space on a calendar is the devil. No truer fucking words have ever been spoken, I believe, if you're in this game for real. If you're really playing the game. White space on a calendar is the devil. Because when you're planting tomatoes, as my grandfather said, if you're planting tomatoes, don't sit and look at them. Plant them and walk away. And go plant corn. And when you're planting corn, don't sit and look at it. Go plant some chilies or lettuce or something else. But most of us, we don't do that. Most of us, when we plant tomatoes, we sit there and we look at the tomatoes and we don't move from there. And we're almost become anxious and stressed about when the tomato is going to grow. And that shit takes time. Not only does it take effort, it takes time on top of it. This is the same way as prospecting if you're an artist. If you're going and trying to get a gallery show, don't sit and look at it and stare at it and think, when is the gallery going to call me? Fuck them. Don't worry about it. Go ask, and then go ask somewhere else. And while you're asking somewhere else, go get yourself a commission in the middle of it. Because what you're doing, okay, I'm giving you my secret. What you're doing is that you're planting opportunities, guys. You're planting opportunities. Some will fall. Some will come through. Some will you will never see they will never see the light of day. And it's okay. But you have to plant opportunities. Many opportunities. And the opportunities look different. They can't be the same thing. Because if you're planting the same opportunity every single day, you start becoming desperate. What do I mean by this? If you're spending all day painting and you're like, yeah, I'm going to put my paintings on Etsy or whatever, eBay like I do or whatever. I'm going to put my paintings there, and you're looking at them every single day, and you're painting every single day, all of a sudden you're going to start becoming desperate. And you're not going to be enthusiastic about it. I like that. I like the emojis. And most artists don't get this. We're looking to get paid now. Pay me now. I want to get paid now. Give me the exhibit. Buy my painting. I want to get paid now. But you're only doing one thing. You're only painting and putting your stuff on your e-commerce site or whatever. Or you're only using Instagram to try to get traffic. You're only using Instagram to try to get traffic. Even if you're there all day and you master it and whatnot, it's not enough. And it's not only not enough, it's not good for your mental state. You need to switch. One of the things that I do is I put something on Instagram. I put out something on the wall. Okay? And then I go and I say, I put comments on 20 people, random people. I pick a random hashtag, fine art or oil paintings or whatever. And then I go like and comment. I'm not looking for likes, guys. People get it wrong. I'm not looking for likes. Long are the days that Instagram used to give you likes and follows and that kind of shit. I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for people. So I post something on my wall, because some people will see it. And then I go and then I comment. About 20 or 30 people. No more than that, because, Instagram gets touchy when you use it hard. The same action over and over. And again, it's not even good for you to do that. It's not even good for your mental state. You got to switch, right? So I go, put something on an Instagram wall, and then I go and comment 20 people, and then I go and DM 20 people. Okay? Then I go back to my stories, and I put something in my stories. Put some of my paintings in my stories with links. Because you can put links. Swipe up, right? Swipe up. Then I go back to my original post. I run an ad to it. See, I'm not concentrating on any one activity. I run an ad to it. After I run the ad, I get back to those people. I get back to the people who made comments on that thread, right? On that post. And then I go and I post another one on the wall. Or I move on and I go to Twitter. Move on, go to LinkedIn. Do the same shit on LinkedIn, the same exact shit. Varies, it's a little different, but it's the same thing. Then go to Facebook and do the same thing. See, I'm not looking for what's the best way to run an ad. Fuck that. I'm just trying to reach people. I'm not trying to do things the right way. Because it consumes you. And then it paralyzes you. And then you can't move forward. You can't think straight anymore. Because you get stuck on algorithms. What's the algorithm? Fuck the algorithm. Run an ad to it. It doesn't matter. Instagram is so ridiculous, you can run a $1 ad. That's how ridiculous it is. And get another 100 people to see your ad, your post. I mean, you can buy a cup of coffee or run a $3 ad. Your choice. You get 300 more people to see your post. But if you're just running that ad and you think that that's how you're going to start making sales and that's what's going to cure everything, you're barking at the wrong tree. No, that just pushes you a little bit forward. Every action is pushing you just a little bit forward. It's squeezing the sale, guys. Every action is helping you squeeze the sale. Whatever you think the sale is, whether you're trying to land a gallery or get a commission or sell something on your e-commerce, it doesn't matter. It's pushing people to your brand, to what you do, to who you are. It's nudging them in the right direction. And it doesn't stop there, right? I then go and I write an article and I put it on LinkedIn. I get one of my assistants to look at the article, read it, and rewrite it in their own words. The same, my content, rewrite it because it sounds different when someone else is writing it. And put it on Medium. And there we go, 2 articles. We shoot them out. It doesn't stop there. I go and I shoot out postcards. I don't have to shoot out hundreds of them. I mean, I wish, right? It's very expensive. No, just 5-10 postcards a day. Shoot them out. Past collectors, especially the people that regularly buy from me. Keep them posted. It doesn't stop there. Pick up the phone. Call 10 people. Not to sell them anything, just to remind them that you're alive, that you exist. It doesn't mean anything if you call 10 people, right? It doesn't mean anything. Most people are like, oh, what is that going to do? I'm not a salesperson. I'm not going to sell. No, you're just saying hi. You're just reaching out. You're touching base with them. You don't say that, but you just call them and you introduce yourself in case they've never met you or heard your voice. They just bought something from you or they haven't bought anything from you and they happen to be in your Rolodex. You don't say anything. You just say, I hope you're having a great day. Bye. That doesn't do anything if you're just thinking about it like that. But what if you do that every day? It's thousands of calls a year. If you're just doing 10 of those a day. Which, by the way, shouldn't take you more than 10 minutes to do those 10 calls. Most people don't answer. You just left the voicemail. It never stops anywhere. Then you do a YouTube video and you put it there. I call it a farm. It has to be a farm. You're farming. Then you do a YouTube video and you put the video there. It doesn't mean anything. One video, what can one fucking video do? What if you're doing one a day? Most people will be like, well, I only got 100 views. Well, yeah, you only got 100 views on your video. Okay. What if you're doing one every day? What does that look like at the end of the year? How many views are those? It's all in the eyes that you're looking at it from. It's all the eyes that you're looking at it with. And so most people are trying to dial it in one area. And they spend all of their energy and they put all of their emotional... It's an emotional fuck. It really is. It's a huge mind fuck if you just put all your energy into that one thing and then that thing takes forever and it's not working to the degree that you want it to. I mean, you get a sale every now and then, but it's not really sustainable. Of course not. You're just messing with one thing. I talked about when I was first dating, a friend of mine who was much older than me noticed that I wasn't good at dating. I wasn't good at talking to girls, right? Very quiet, kind of kept to myself. This guy had much more experience in that game. I had no experience at all. And he saw me and he's like, well, I asked him, right? I was like, what am I doing wrong, dude? Because you seem like you always have dates. Every time I saw him, he was like, he was going out with a different girl, right? I was like, dude, you're always dating. Like, that's so awesome. What am I doing wrong? And I wasn't like the romantic type that I just wanted to, you know, be with one person. No, I wanted to have fun. I wanted to date and meet girls, right? And he, bless his heart, he took me under his wing and he said, you're not talking to enough of them. I was like, that's it? He's like, yeah, that's it, idiot. I was like, really? He's like, yeah, that's all. You're not doing anything wrong. You're just not talking to enough of them. It's like, if you talk to enough of them, go have a cup of coffee with one, go to the movies with the other one, and then you start getting to know them and you start dating them. But you're only talking to one, dude. That's your problem. You're trying to make that one work. He looked at me. He looked at me like he felt, you know, he felt pity, I guess. And then dating was so easy, right? It was so much fun and it was so easy because it was a numbers game after that. You know, I was like, oh, if I want to date someone, all I have to go do is talk to 10 different girls. Just talk to them. Just introduce myself. Say hi. You know. Be a good person, right? Say something nice. It's really the same way, guys. If you want to sell a painting, you're not talking to enough people. That's the problem. You're talking to one or two people. And you're trying to sell a painting. That's not how it works. It doesn't work that way. There's not enough bandwidth to make the sale. Because if you talk to I don't know, your Facebook followers, whatever they are, 1,000, 500, whatever they are. You talk to your group of Facebook followers, the algorithm is not even letting you talk to most of them. And even if it was, most of them don't want to talk to you. They have their own life. They're having their own thing. They're paying attention to their own things in life. They don't give a fuck about your painting. They're worried about the shoes they need to buy for their kid or buying new tires for the car. They're worried about their life, as they should be. So you're not talking to enough of them. Every time I go and I do a video or whatever, I see 5 people. Sometimes I see 4 people. It doesn't matter to me because I'm not putting all of my eggs in a single basket. I mean, I am the art career basket, right? But there's many functions in there. Many functions. There's many tasks that need to happen. And if you put all your eggs in the Instagram basket or the Twitter basket or the YouTube basket, you're missing out on all these other opportunities. I was talking to someone who's running a little business. They were telling me it's fairly large, not too small, but they were telling me, yeah, we focus on email marketing. And I was like, fuck, man, like, is that all? Yeah, focus on email marketing. I'd be scared to focus on email marketing only. They're like, why? I'm like, because the open rate keeps lowering. Every year that goes by, the open rate keeps getting shorter, keeps getting smaller and smaller. Why not run ads? Why not make phone calls? Why not send postcards? Why not send letters, handwritten letters, typed letters? Why not go visit people? The single most important thing that I learned from this guy, Grant Cardone, is that if you do one activity, if you just do one activity, you end up getting frustrated. One action. You begin to get frustrated. Because one action doesn't yield enough return. I don't care if you do that action all day. It doesn't yield enough return. There's not enough return. Even if you do that all day. There has to be different actions. And they keep you enthusiastic. They keep you motivated. Vivek says, art fairs have been successful for me because you're face-to-face with a client. Yeah, face-to-face is the single best way to sell art. Face-to-face will always be the best way to sell anything. That's not going to go away. Especially higher ticket items. This doesn't mean that, of course, e-commerce is huge and it will only keep growing. But if you want to activate someone or motivate someone to do something, face-to-face is the best one. It's the best way to do it. Assuming that the person has the client has the wherewithal. Assuming that the client is the decision maker and that they have the disposable income to buy your painting. Okay, assuming that they are the decision maker and they do have the money to buy it, the disposable money to buy it. The third most important thing is that they trust you. And the best way to get them to trust you is to be in front of their face. This is why I do these videos, guys, because I need people to see my face. There's a lot of artists out there who don't show their face. They show their art and whatnot, but they never show their face. So people don't know them. People know who I am. People even know the shit I like to eat. They know my fears. They know the things. They know how I feel when I'm winning, how I feel when I feel like I'm losing. People get to know me. They go to YouTube and they get an idea of my personality, my character. They get to see me. Most people are afraid of showing themselves to other people. But I learned that the best way to connect is to show myself. I got to show myself. In these raw videos, they're not even edited or anything. I don't cut things that I said, that made me sound stupid or wrong or no, because I can't do that in front of someone else. When I'm talking with someone, I can't do that. I can't be like, here, let's cut that. No, at best I could be like, I don't really mean to say that. I don't know why I said that. That wasn't right, or whatever. At best you can do that, but there's no editing in real life. So I want people to see me, and I want them to see me without edits, right? Without any edits. Why? Because at some point, someone who's watching me, at some point, it might be once a day or 10 once a day. Who knows, right? At some point, that one person is going to be like, you know what? I like him, or I don't like him, or I trust him, I don't trust him. It doesn't matter, but let's get it out of the way, right? The most important thing to do is to get it out of the way. There's people that are like, when I first listened to you, I hated your ass. And then I kept listening. Man, I love you now. And then there's people that are like, when I first listened to you, I love you. Now I hate your message. I don't really like it. Cool. But let's get it out of the way. Let's move it. Let's move to the finish line. Are you with me? Are you not with me? If you're not with me, awesome. But we need to find that out. Wouldn't you want to find that out quick? If you're for someone or against someone? Or if someone's for you or against you? You meet a new friend and it takes you 10 years to realize that he was an asshole and you don't want to be around him? No, I wouldn't want it to take me 10 years. I wish it would take me a second, right? But many times we don't have that experience, right? The experiential knowledge to realize that you meet someone, you're like, man, it takes you a second to realize that that's the girl you're going to marry. That's the person that you're going to be with for the rest of your life. You're going to take care of that person. You're going to love and protect that person. It only took you a second. Most of the time, it's not like that. Most of the time, you have to invest yourself emotionally, mentally, physically. Vivek says, you're like the Gary Vee of art. I love that. I love Gary Vee. He's awesome. Thanks. That's a nice compliment. But really, guys, that's at the end of the day, that's what I want. I want people to see me and get a feel for me. And realize, you know what, I like this guy. Or, you know what, no, that Jose Trujillo, he's a fucking asshole. I don't like him. And so good. Now we have, I don't like that he's always cussing. Cool. We got it out of the way. Or I don't mind that he's cussing. Whatever, right? But let's get out of the way. Why wait to find out? You okay?
Yes, I did it. Panda Express?
Yeah, your mom got it for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Give me a second. It's going to take a minute.
You got it. Oh, you have a drink right there too. Be sure to put your seatbelt on. I'm in the middle of a live, okay?
Hey, look what I did to my wrist.
Yeah,
Hey, look at all the signs I got.
he kind of broke it. Was it fun though, at least?
Yes.
Okay.
Pepe, see, I was there for one day and my whole place is almost already filled up.
Cool.
I need help with the...
Oh. I gotta go buy some
signatures I got though.
I'm glad, man. I gotta go buy some art materials, okay? So that's pretty much that, guys. I hope that I made some sense. How's it going, Manny? Good to see you. I want people to see me here, and also I want to be able to share as much as possible of the things that I've learned, and get it out there, man. Get it out there. Get people to see what I'm doing, what's working for me, and if it's working for me, it might work for you. Who knows? It might not. It might. And whatever is not working, then you're like, you know what? Maybe I wouldn't try that because Jose, it's not working for Jose. It might work for you. Who knows? I don't know. I'm just sharing with you my process here. Maybe my way is not the way you need to do it. Maybe you need to sit there all day in front of YouTube and become YouTube famous. Who knows? Maybe that that doesn't work for me. It just can't. There's no way. The emotional exhaustion out of that would be horrible for me. Because there's so many things to do. There's ads to run, there's people to reach, there's paintings to ship out, there's galleries to exhibit in, there's places to visit, there's gallery openings to attend, there's classes to teach, there's workshops to teach, there's mentoring to do over the phone and in person.
There's eating that must be done.
There's eating that must be done. I like doing that. So there it is, guys. Again, thank you so much for showing up here with me. I appreciate it. My name is Jose Trujillo, and I'm an artist. I enjoy these little segments. Hope you guys got some good takeaways. All right, peace out. Take care. Talk to you soon.
So I learned that there's not really much I can